tested by fire, crowned by grace. The early morning sun stretched across the dusty roads of Amaozu village, casting long shadows over the small mud houses that lined the narrow paths. The air carried the scent of burning firewood and fresh palm oil as women swept their compounds and children chased one another barefoot. Life in Amaozu was simple, but beneath the surface, dark secrets whispered through the village like unseen smoke. Ikenna was barely 10 years old when he first overheard the hushed conversations about him. They called him Onichinya Yugo, the one whom God destined for greatness. From birth, the signs were clear. His mother's only child after 7 years of barrenness, he was born on a Sunday afternoon under heavy rain and sunshine, a sign the elders said marked a glorious destiny. But not everyone celebrated him. In the family compound, under the shade of the old mango tree, Uncle Obinna watched him with eyes that carried something darker than mere envy. Obinna, the younger brother of Ikenna's late father, had been the pillar of the family for years, or so the village thought. But behind closed doors, his hands touched strange altars. Your son will be great, the village prophet had declared the day Ikenna was dedicated. But not while I'm still alive, Obinna muttered under his breath that day, unseen by anyone. Years passed, and strange things began to happen. Ikenna was brilliant in school, always topping his class, but somehow the money for his education always disappeared mysteriously. His mother would struggle to pay his fees, only for unexpected sickness to drain whatever little she had saved. The more she tried, the harder life became. People began to whisper. Obinna is behind their suffering, they said. He doesn't want that boy to shine. But who would dare confront him? Obinna was feared, a man whose midnight visitors left no footprints, whose compound always smelled of burnt incense before dawn. By the time Ikenna turned 20, his dreams of going to the university had died. His mother was sickly, and survival became the only priority. With nothing left for him in the village, he packed a small bag and boarded a rusty bus to Enugu City, hoping to find a better life. But the city offered him nothing except closed doors and endless frustration. Every job interview ended in rejection. Every business attempt crumbled before it even started. He would fast and pray, yet nothing would move. It felt as if there was an invisible rope tied around his destiny, dragging him backwards each time he tried to rise. One cold night, after returning from another fruitless job hunt, Ikenna sat alone in his tiny one-room apartment at Abakpo Junction. The flickering candlelight cast shadows on the cracked walls. His stomach growled from hunger. Tears filled his eyes. God, did you forget me? He whispered. Why is my life like this? The only answer was the distant cry of a night bird. Somewhere in Amaozu village, under the mango tree, Obinna sat naked in front of a small pot, chanting incantations into the night air.